Welcome back to Wellness Lenses. Today, we will talk about the manipulative ways narcissists use language. This is an interesting topic that is also very important for our understanding of human behavior. A narcissist can make you feel confused, invalidated, or even like you were questioning your own reality. Now, please stay with me until the end of the video. I will not only explain the manipulative tactics that narcissists use, but I will also give you some tips on how to avoid these linguistic minefields in the future. Let's jump right in. Language manipulation is an art form used by narcissists, and they employ a variety of techniques to manipulate and control those around them. But remember that narcissists often struggle with an inner void and a profound lack of self-worth, despite their facade of grandiosity. In a strange way, their attempts to undermine and belittle others come from a desperate need to boost their own sense of importance. A perpetual cycle of seeking external validation is created by the inflated ego, which acts as a weak defense against their deep-seated insecurities. Narcissists are dependent on external praise and admiration because they are unable to develop a real sense of worth within themselves, which supports their manipulative behaviors. The term gaslighting comes from the 1944 movie Gaslit, in which a husband manipulates his wife into doubting her perceptions. This is one such tactic. In real life, gaslighting entails subtly distorting facts, leading you to question your memory, sanity, and reality. You may feel powerless as a result of this disorienting experience. Let's look at some actual phrases that narcissists frequently use to gaslight their victims. "I've never said that. It sounds like you're imagining things." This makes the victim start to doubt their own memory and perception, which leads to confusion and self-doubt. "You're being too sensitive. That was just a joke. Are you too sensitive to handle a little criticism?" Invalidating the victim's feelings and making them believe that they are unjustified or exaggerated is the effect. "I didn't say you had to do it today." Changing the terms of an agreement or expectation in a way that makes the victim uncertain and confused. The narcissist toolkit also includes projection as a manipulation technique. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do, only to find out later that the person who accused you actually did it? That is a projection. Narcissists put the blame for their flaws on other people, which makes it hard to talk to them about their own behavior. Let's look at some phrases that narcissists frequently use to justify projecting their own insecurities, flaws, or actions onto others. "You try to control everything all the time. This is suffocating." However, the narcissist is the one who wants to control. They just project this trait onto the person they are controlling. "You only think about yourself all the time." The narcissist may be the one who puts their own needs first, but they project their selfishness onto the other. "You are such a judgmental individual." Even though they may be the ones passing judgment, narcissists project their own traits onto others. Now let's discuss a specific linguistic technique called word salad, a collection of random words and phrases that sounds impressive but lacks coherence. This is frequently used by narcissists. They ultimately gain control over the narrative by leaving you struggling to make sense of what they're saying. Here are some phrases that narcissists might use that shows you this confusing and disorienting way of talking. It's like when you try to, understand things and things, just don't make sense, The listener is left without a clear understanding of the message because repetitive phrases are used without adding substance. "We're all just ships passing in the night, searching for that needle in the haystack, but sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to find the silver lining." Several metaphors are put together in a way that doesn't make sense or make the story flow. "I love you, and it looks like the stars are dancing in your eyes, but you know what? Sometimes the darkness creeps in. It looks like a shadow on a sunny day." The listener is unsure of the speaker's meaning because the tone shifts abruptly without any clear emotional or contextual cues. Let's talk about something else: how language can be used subtly to undermine and devalue someone. Backhanded compliments and sarcasm are two skills that narcissists excel at using to belittle others. Over time, this erodes self-esteem, leaving victims emotionally vulnerable to abuse. These are some phrases narcissists might use to get what they want. You're smarter than I thought you'd be. Here, the compliment is overshadowed by the suggestion that the speaker originally had low expectations. Wow, that project looks great. This is really groundbreaking stuff. The victim feels unappreciated when sarcasm is used to downplay the importance of the accomplishment. That could have been done by anyone. It's not that impressive. Decreasing the victim's sense of accomplishment and self-worth erodes their sense of worth. Look at how smart you're trying to be. Cute. The victim's confidence is lowered by the mocking tone, which implies that their efforts are futile or amusing. Why don't you act more like someone else? They got it together. Constant comparisons undermine the victim's feelings of inadequacy and inferiority. One last note on verbal manipulation. To maintain and keep the victim entangled in their web, narcissists frequently use a technique known as narcissistic faux apologies. These pseudo-apologies look sincere, but they don't really take responsibility for the harm they did. Narcissists use language that shifts blame, deflects responsibility, and minimizes the impact of their actions rather than expressing true regret. These apologies are used by the narcissist to temporarily placate the victim, giving the illusion of reconciliation, even though the narcissist has no real intentions of changing. Victims may get stuck in a cycle of false contrition, where the narcissist hurts them again and then makes insincere apologies that make them doubt their own feelings and experiences. In order to escape the manipulative cycle and establish healthier boundaries, it is essential to recognize these faux apologies. So how can you defend yourself against these linguistic manipulations then? Trust your instincts first and foremost. It's likely that something is wrong if it feels off. Second, make sure you set clear boundaries. Be firm in stating what behavior is and is not acceptable, because narcissists thrive on being crossed. In order to protect your mental health, it is essential to understand the manipulative ways that narcissists use language. Realizing these tricks, setting limits, and asking for help can give you the power to break free from the cycle of manipulation. Thanks for coming along with me on this trip to learn more. Remember that you're not alone and that information is your best friend. See you in the next video.